going on, YouTube traders, investors? Today is the update video on Ford, and they had earnings on the 4th of February. It was not good, just like I predicted, but maybe a little worse. Kind of sounded like this. Let's get into the video. All right, before we get into the video, there's gonna be a link in the description below for Robinhood. If you use that link to sign up, you get a free stock, I get a free stock, it's all good. And you stand a chance of getting a Berkshire Hathaway, Apple, Facebook, GE, Ford, and many more. And remember that everything on the Robinhood app is free. You don't pay any fees to trade. That means buy or sell any stock. Also, options are free too. So please use that link, it'll be greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we are on the web platform of Robinhood. This is for ticker symbol F, Ford Motor Company. And before I go any further, if you enjoy this content, please take some time to hit that subscribe button and also hit that like button. It helps out immensely. So on to Ford. As you know, they reported earnings on the 4th of February. It was not good. I'd already told you that I didn't think it was going to be good unless they just came out of the woods with some crazy good news. They didn't. The stock went down. We're going to go ahead and jump into my position. Right now Ford is sitting at $8.12. I added 9 more shares to my position. It's 13% of my portfolio. Average cost of $9. And as you can see, I'm down almost 10%, a whopping $57. And I will continue to buy more of Ford because I believe they're going to turn things around. They got the all electric Mustang coming out next year, I believe. They also are working on their own electric vehicles. So I believe that Ford is gonna be able to compete in the electric EV section. So I'm buying this weakness. Now we're going to go ahead and jump over into some recent news, which deals with the earnings and the new COO. Then we're going to jump over to FinViz, check out how the dividend yield went up because the stock dramatically went down. And then we're going to jump over to Thinkorswim platform and just look at the chart where it was last time and try to see if this stock has bottomed or has it got more room to go down. So stay tuned. Ford reports 1.7 billion quarterly loss as the shares tumbled. They went on to say that it lost 1.7 billion or 42 cents a share in the quarter, compared with a loss of 100 million or 3 cents a share in the year ago period. So that's a pretty big loss. The GAAP loss included a previously disclosed 2.2 billion charge related to pensions. So there you have it. And it goes on to say the adjusted for one-time items, Ford said it gained 12 cents a share, EPS. I know they were expected 15 cents. And this is comparing from last year where they got 30 cents a share a year ago. The revenue fell to 39.7 billion from 41.8 billion a year ago. So the numbers were not good. And I kind of saw this coming. But on to some other news. They hired a new COO. Ford names Jim Farley COO in leadership shakeup in which executive Joe Hinrichs is retiring. So looks like they're making some changes at the top, which is a good thing, showing that they are indeed trying to win this automobile war with GM and Fiat and Tesla. So they're making some changes. So now we're going to go ahead and jump over into FinViz. Okay, here we are on finviz.com, the best free stock screener available. We're going to scroll down to the numbers that we need. The first one is the dividend yield of 7.40%. The dividend yield did go up because the stock went down pretty dramatically. The dividend is still 60 cents per share or 15 cents per quarter per share. The one thing that is kind of concerning, but not so much with Ford, is the dividend payout ratio of 148%. That is high, extremely high. You typically want it under 50%, but it has been sustainable for Ford for quite some time now. I don't see this dividend going away. And the latest downgrade is from Credit Suisse. They went from outperform to neutral. They had an $11 target price. They lowered it to $9. So it's pretty much all we have here on FinViz that we're going to look at. Now we're going to jump over to Thinkorswim and look at the charts. Okay, here we are in the Thinkorswim platform, and this is the chart with all the lines on it from the first video before the earnings miss. Now, as you can see here, this was the channel that we were in, and I thought if the earnings miss wasn't as bad as it was, it might land right in this area, around the 850 mark. But it slammed right through it. And then the next day after the earnings, it went down. And then the next day after that, it went down. So when we open up on Monday, this could go back down to $8. I don't see it going past 8, not unless there's something crazy going on with the market that day that could drive it down even further. But as for right now, I'm gonna base the $8 mark as the bottom support for Ford now. I mean, who knows? Like I've been saying, this coronavirus thing, I think we're gonna start seeing some real impacts on the market, kind of like we did Friday. So on Monday, we might see more impact from the coronavirus. So even if this stock drops below 8, I'm still looking at this as a time to buy more. A time to buy more Ford. I'm buying weakness, and that's what you do. You buy weakness. So me, I'm looking at this as an opportunity over the coming weeks, possibly months, to buy more Ford. Now, if we can see, we need to see if this $8 support line is going to hold. And then we've got a battle coming back up to resistance at 850. And then there's going to be resistance probably right here, right in this area. You look across, and there's just going to be little resistance and support lines all the way up. So we've got a big challenge ahead of us I say us, but for Ford, the stock, to recover. But as that recovery is taking place, I'm buying more shares. So we need to watch this $8 support line, see if it breaks through it. If it does, you can, there's no telling how low it's going. But if that happens, I think there's something bigger that's going to affect the whole market. So that's going to conclude this update on Ford. If you like the content, please subscribe. Also hit that like button. Like I said beginning, it really, really, really helps with the algorithm, and it gets me out to more people. So like I said, that's going to conclude this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.